Hello, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this video we're going to be doing another unboxing. After one I did a couple of days ago, I showed Ali something on the internet and she said, yes, go on. So, all I can say is, welcome back to the dungeon. And what we have is the expansion pack for Welcome to the Dungeon. I want to see how many times in this video I can say welcome back to the jungle instead of dungeon. That one wasn't counted. So this is a 2 to 4 player, ages 10 plus, and lasts for about 30 minutes. Excuse me. In the Abysmal Woods, you discover the door to the dungeon that was the subject of countless ballads sung in your village. However, you're not the only one. Other adventurers are ready to test their courage in this dungeon. On each turn, reduce your equipment or add monsters to the dungeon. Only one of you can enter. Will you come out of the dungeon alive, or will you let your adversaries brave the danger while hoping they never come back out? Welcome Back to the Dungeon is a simple and subtle push-your-luck game in which you'll need to adopt a show of bravado or outwit your opponents. Inside we have 19 monster cards, 8 player aids, 5 success cards, 28 tiles, 1 health point board and 1 dragon token and rulebook. Ooh, dragon token you say. So, let's see what's what. So, go into the rulebook and we'll have a look. So it gives you a bit of a background story and overview and goal of the game. These are all the game elements. Health point board and 1 dragon token. So this is going to be hopefully a very interesting game. The rules look quite set out straightforward. We have all the tiles clarifications, a description of each monster. So we have a furry, an ally, a mimic, Gelatinous Cube, the Count, and Shapeshifters. So listed monsters: Goblin strength 1, Skeleton strength 2, Orc strength 3, Vampire strength 4, Golem strength 5, Lich strength 6, Demon strength 7 and Dragon strength 9. So this is a standalone expansion. You don't need Welcome to the Dungeon, there's one, to play it, but you can play this without it, but you can actually mix and match and they all go in the same game. So we start off with the health tracker, and now we have the heroes. So we have princess, a ninja, a necromancer and a bird. So we have pink, grey, red and yellow. So for the pink character, the princess, we have Mr. Charm, Chaperon, Great Sword and a Dragon Leash, and we also have the Family Crown and the Royal Scepter. For the brown or grey character rather, who is the ninja, I'm saying grey, it looks grey, we have curative herbs, a weird concoction, a wooden shuriken, smoke bomb, ninjato and shinobi gear. For the necromancer we have a bloody wand, a dark stone, an evil cloak and possession scroll, as well as reanimation bones and a zombie pet. And for the bird, who is the yellow character, we have a lucky coin, an elvish harp, a glamorous tunic, a fancy hat, a charming flute and a dancing blade. So they are all the card tokens there. The dragon token surprises me. It is actually a little wooden token by the look of it, or by the feel of it. Very nice indeed. No, it's only basic, but it is quite nice. Oh heck, it's another one of those that has to have your thing there to open it up. You can't give me a little bit of fun and let me open cards with a knife. So we have individual cards. So again, we've got the white side and the red side. So these are slightly different. Now I'm not sure what these ones are. Let me have a look and see. Special Monsters Player Aid. So here we have the number of monsters on this side and the strength or effect on this side. Okay. I'm not quite sure how they will play, but we will find out. And then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 success cards. And then we have these. So, what are these? These ones are these special monster cards. Oh, hang on, there's 30 monster cards and 6 special monster cards. These cards... Right. Okay, let's have a look at the monster cards first. These cards represent monsters you can place and face in the dungeon. Each monster card has a number that shows its strength and the equipment that can defeat it. So that's its strength and that's the equipment that defeats it. Exactly the same as the previous game. And looking really, really nice. Oh, that dragon. Full charge. Now these ones are the special monster cards. Now these cards represent special monsters that you can place and face in the dungeon. Each special monster card has an effect or a number that shows its strength. Ah, I see. So this is the number that shows its strength. That's an effect, I believe. Let me see if I can find something that shows. In fact, let's go through them, shall we? The first, strength of 0, and is considered to be an even strength monster. She has no effect. Okay, and this is an ally. The ally has no strength and is therefore neither even nor odd strength, but he allows you to ignore the next monster in the dungeon, which is nice. And then we have a mimic. The mimic has a strength equal to the number of equipment tiles you still have when you face it in the dungeon. Its strength can vary from 0 if you have normal equipment to 6 if you have every equipment tile when you face it. Ooh. Gelatinous Cube. This Gelatinous Cube has no strength and is therefore neither even nor odd strength, but instead makes you discard an equipment tile of your choice. If you have no more equipment when you face the Gelatinous Cube, you ignore it. If you choose to discard an HP plus equipment, immediately lose the number of hit points indicated by this equipment, then move the dragon token on the hit point board to the new total. So basically what happens is you discard an equipment, and if it's one which has, for example, okay, so you've got a choice between the reanimation bones or the zombie pet. Now, if you get rid of the reanimation bones, you just discard it. But if you get rid of the zombie pet, you discard it, but you also take 6 hit points off your total. So if you're down to 7 hit points, Taking that will leave you with 1. That's how that one works. And then we have, I'm going for the order of in the book, you see, just so I don't get myself confused. This is the Count, and the Count becomes a vampire with strength of 4. If you don't have a success card, however, he loses his vampire identity and gains a strength of 8 if you already have a success card. Oh, so Count becomes a vampire with a strength of 4 if you don't have a success card. However, he loses vampire identity and gains a strength of 8. Right. So if you've been through if you've not been through yet and you face him, and you don't have a success card, which is one of those ones, remember, he becomes a vampire with a strength of 4. If you have a success card, he's not a vampire. Well, he doesn't gain being a vampire. He is a vampire and he's got a strength of 8. Oh, that could be nasty. And then finally we have a Shapeshifter. Now the strength he takes on is equal to its position in the dungeon. If it's the 4th monster you face, its strength is 4. But if it's the 7th monster you face, its strength is 7, and so on. Now the identity of the corresponding monster, if it's 4th monster you face, the Shapeshifter becomes a vampire with strength of 4. Let me read through that again. The identity of the corresponding monster. If it's the 4th monster you face, the Shapeshifter becomes a vampire with strength of 4. Oh, that's for this, I believe. If you face Shapeshifter after your 9th monster in the dungeon, it will take on the strength of its rank in the dungeon, but will have no identity. So for example, you face a Shapeshifter as the 10th monster in the dungeon, so it has a strength of 10, but has no identity. So there we are. That is basically it. That's all the cards and tokens and everything else we use. I'm just curious about this health point tracker. Let me have a look and see what it says about it. If I can find it. You put the health point board below the equipment tile and put the dragon token near the board for setup, but it must tell you oh yeah, my Gelatinous Cube, it tells you on that one. So if you choose to discard hit points, equipments immediately lose the number of hit points, then move the dragon token on the hit point board to a new total. Okay, so we know what we're doing. Right, so that's it for Welcome Back to the Dungeon. Luckily I've only said, jungle once during the course of this video, so I'm not going to, as you may have noticed, I've not put another counter up. I can imagine, however, sorry, I was just watching a bird outside. I can imagine, however, when we do start playing this and we get Shell and Richard and anybody else who fancies the game playing this, I think the word jungle may be used quite a bit. So I think we might do a counter on that one, just to see. But we haven't got one on this because we only said it once. Did well this time. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, as always, stay safe and take care. God bless, and bye for now.